Right guys, this evening I'm going to be looking at something called Zorin OS. It's another Linux distro. Apparently it's supposed to be very very similar to Windows and how it operates and how you use it. I haven't actually had a chance to try this one yet, as when I started my Linux journey I fell on something called Nobara and didn't move from there because it was actually really good. It did everything, well, pretty much everything I wanted to do at the time of starting Linux. By the time I've decided to go back to Windows, there were just a couple of niggles that wasn't quite ready. But I've already downloaded the ISO, I've already burnt the ISO to a USB flash drive, and now I'm just literally going to start up the installation. As you can see, from the BIOS I've got a boot device selector already, so I'm just going to go straight down to the general U-disk, which is my USB drive, and hit the enter and start going through the setup. Immediately it comes up with try or install Zorin, so press enter again. So you can just test it without even having to install it on your system, which is the same with most Linux distributions, but it is quite limited if you do that. It's literally just something, all you can do is test it. You can't save no settings, you can't really, I don't think you can even save any documents. I could be wrong, but I've never even tried the test part. I've just gone straight into installing the Linux. So as this is going through the setup procedure to get into the installation area, I'm going to let it do its thing and I'll come back to you. Now it's done all its file checks to get to the start of the install phase. I'll make a quick note on this one. It took like 3 or 4 different consecutive attempts to actually download the ISO. That could have been on my end, or it could have been on the developer's end. I know Zorin is quite popular and it's been having an influx of downloads recently, so I'm thinking, or I'm hoping it was my end more than their end, and they just can't keep up with the amount of downloads that are actually being performed on the website. But as you can see, it's pretty simple to start off with. You can either try the Zorin OS or you can install the Zorin OS. At the side it gives you a list of languages you can use from the get-go. Me personally, I can only do English, so we're just going to go ahead and hit the install button. If I get the right mouse. Why is it not letting me do it? There we go. So now I'm going to be choosing my. So now I'm trying to find English UK, US. Oh, but you can tell. Why? Oh, might help if I actually hit English UK, not English US. And it's So you just choose whatever language and keyboard you're wanting. Hit the continue button. Now, I found installing Linux distros usually relatively easy to do. They are pretty much straightforward, they tell you exactly what you need to do. And so what's this one? Updates and the software. Right, yes, another thing with a lot of Linux distros is that third-party software on certain drivers has to be installed separately due to licensing laws. So the OS developers don't get hit with a lawsuit. They add it as an extra option and an extra click of a button and it bypasses it. To me it's absolutely ridiculous, but companies like to look after their own stuff. So again, I would like to install any third-party software that's going to be needed on any drivers. So I'm just going to hit continue. I think this one will be a more viable option than Tiny11, as Tiny11 seems to debloat way too much in my eyes, and it just seems like it's set back in like the 90s era sort of Windows, where you have to have the drivers usually installed either before or during the installation of hardware. But anyway, let's get back to this. Because this has got the Tiny 11 already, it's asking if I want to dual boot, or it's asking if I want to erase the disk and install Zorin O.S. I'm going to do the erase disk because I may do a dual boot video, but I won't do it with this operating system. I'll probably try it with Navara. So I'm just going to click the erase disk part and install it now, and it'll give you a warning to say it's going to take all the data off your drive. So as I should have said at the beginning of the last video, if you do have any documents that you need to keep, or photos, build stuff, anything like that, or even if you've got a game library there, but if you're moving from Windows to Linux, make sure your game library isn't NSTC, is it? Or something daft like that, what the file server is. File system, sorry, not file server, because Linux doesn't like using NSTC files. So yes, I'm fine for it to delete it, so I'm just going to press continue now because I don't need to save anything. And here's where you choose your time zone. Just basically go over close to where you live, click the button, and it'll hit your region. So say if you're somewhere in Australia, there's 3 different time zones in Australia. What is it, 4? 2? 3? Yeah, 3. Only 3, but anywhere in the world, just click around about where you live, and it will give a base. For me it's GMT, so it's always sets off by window on that one. So I'm just going to hit the continue button again, and now here's where you add your name. So I'll just put it as Zorin Test. I couldn't be username. Now I don't know, but I think this one you have to actually input a password. Now there's a couple of Linux distros that don't require this. Which one of those is Navara? One of the reasons why I like Navara, so you don't have to be worrying about inputting a password up every single time you boot the computer up, try and update the computer, install anything new. It will always ask you for a password. I mean, it's more secure that way, and a lot of people like that. But I'm lazy. I don't like typing too much, so I'll create a password, and I'll click the login automatically. That way, it goes straight to the desktop. It doesn't come up with a screensaver screen where you've got to log into. You can do it however which way you want, however secure you want it. If it's in an environment where you need more security, I would suggest require the password to log in. Now it's just going to install the system settings. Oh, excuse me, got an itchy eye. So that's literally about it for the setup procedure. Just let it do its thing, and once it's up on the desktop, or the next stage, if something else pops up, I will let you know, and I'll let it sort itself through. So I'll see you soon. Right, well that one didn't take long at all. It took about 4 minutes to install. Now the installation is saying it's complete, and it's asking for a restart. So I'm literally just going to click restart now. No, wrong. Might help to pick up the right mouse. I need to get a mouse switching device. Hit the restart now button. Either or sort out the desk finally. And it should just straight reboot in. It may ask you to remove the USB drive at some point, like it is now. There we go, but I don't think you can see it because it's on 2 separate screens and it hasn't set up properly. But it's asking me to remove the installation medium. Once you do that, you hit the enter button and it should reboot straight away. going to show you how fast it should boot up, which shouldn't really take too long, even though this is an old machine. It should come up pretty damn quickly. It's quite a little nifty boot sequence so far. And there we go. We're up and running. So I'm going to pause the video now because I need to set up dual screen windows so I can see what I'm doing, and as well as the outputs on the screen for OBS. Okay, that was a very simple task. Literally all I had to do was right click on one of the screens, mirror the two screens together, apply it, and it was done. So that is very, very similar to Windows. So it's asking you to start us off. Shall we do it? Why not? Let's have some fun. Like with Windows, you open the menu screen to launch apps. You can change your appearance and how Zorin is going to look, whether you want it as Windows looking, iOS looking, or even stuff like Ubuntu, how you want that to look like. And it actually gives you the option to launch Zorin appearance. So it's set as Windows style now, so I'm just going to leave it like that and just carry on going. I haven't connected my Wi-Fi adapter as yet, which I will do because I will show you how easy it is to upgrade and update everything easily. And just give it a second to connect up. Well, in fact, I'll do that later on. Link your phone. I don't really want to be doing that just yet. And then basically it's got your App Store, which with Linux it's where you mainly get your applications for, unless you can go down the route of going through the terminal. But I'm thinking this one, with it being Windows emulation sort of thing, or to be as close to Windows as possible to get people looking into Linux, I very much doubt you'll have to hardly use a terminal at all. And we can close that, and now let's see if I can work out how to set up the Wi-Fi adapter. Put it in the right one. Wi-Fi is there. Oh, it comes straight up. Again, well, that's really good, so I'll just connect it to my internet. There we go. So I've got to work out how you update. I think the way you update Zorin is you hit software and then you hit update. Click anywhere. Because I'm using a hotspot, it's asking me if I'm okay using mobile data, which is a nice little touch. I haven't seen that on any other operating system so far. So that's literally, it should come up with a pile of updates which I will set off and then come back to you. So I'm just waiting for them to pop up. In fact, I might stop this now and then just show you the updates it's going to do. Right, maybe because I've just literally downloaded the latest ISO, everything's up to date, it's saying. So what I'm going to do is show you how to install any sort of program. So I will start with OBS like last time, and I believe I should just basically hit explore. Where is the search bar? Why is it on install part? Calculator. See, with this one you've already got the camera installs and stuff like that. It's just literally one of those where it's like a basic Windows install. It gives you extra little bits, like you've already got you've already got a browser installed, you've already got the camera, calculator, calendar, clock, your contacts. It should have email and stuff like that in there somewhere. You've even got Microsoft Office alternative already installed called LibreOffice, which is, I believe, about 99% compatible with all Microsoft documentation. Could be wrong. Don't quote me on that one, but I believe it is that you've got your system on a terminal. Right, okay. And you've got extra themes you can be adding, and you can always, if you want to create even more space, is delete all these extra themes if you really need to. But I don't believe it's that large of a system, so give me 1 second. How big is it? It's 109 gigabytes free, so it's about an 80 gigabyte installation. No, correction, 20 gigabyte. It's only 124 gig. Oh, now it comes up with updates. This is another thing that I like about a lot of Linux programs, is that it'll give you a reminder for updates, but you do not have to install them at all at any point. You can hit the reminder later and it will just go away for a little while. But I am going to install these updates now, because I am going to be going online with it, so I don't want to be picking up anything dodgy, which is quite rare with Linux. Oh, there we go. And it's already updated. Now, see, this is what I'm saying. Every time you try and update something, it will ask for the password. Oops. Not done there. And it will start downloading immediately and update. So I will leave this doing what it's doing, and once it's updated, I will try and find where OBS is on the App Store, because, like I say, I don't know this version of Linux too well. It should be pretty easy to find, but I'll let you know anyway. Oh, another quick note on with Linux updates. It actually updates all the applications that are installed as well. It's not a case of having to go through your Windows updates, then search your apps and update each individual app. It does it all in one, which I find very nice, very streamlined. Okay, the updates are done and it's asking for a restart. Usually with Linux updates, you don't require a restart, but this must have updated the kernel. So I'm just going to give it a quick restart, let the kernel fit in, activate, whatever you want to call it, and it should be fine. And I'll come back to you once we have a reboot. Thank you very much. Now that's updated and rebooted, I've hit the software catalogue, this is what it's called in Zorin OS, and it's re-downloading something, so it must mean, because it's the new kernel, there's extra software now to be had, so hopefully I should be able to find OBS. So once this is now done, I will search for OBS, get it installed, and let's see what we can do, if we can get it recording straight away, or if we have to hit the terminal, which I'm hoping it just works straight away, because if it doesn't, it means it's not really a Windows emulator if you have to be surround. Oh, here we go, we're already here. So, I still don't see the search bar. So I'll hit create, it should be in there somewhere, I'm hoping. Bear with me a second, because my focus is going to be away for a second while I look at the other screen, which is in the opposite direction of what you normally have it. See all of your stuff. onto the O part. If it is a case of not having a search, I'm not particularly fond of that, because you've got to go through quite a bit just to get to the O's. Yeah, OBS is right there. So, although yes, it's relatively easy to find, I'm not happy because you've got to do quite a bit of scrolling, especially if it's something later on in the alphabet. You're going to be scrolling for quite some time just to find the program you want. But I'm going to download this and install it right now, see how fast it's going to do it. It might take some time. If it looks like it's going to take a while, I'll wait till it's finished installing, and then we'll go through a start up an OBS, see if we can get it working without having to use a terminal. Which, yeah, I think I'm going to do that because it's only at 5%. No point letting you see numbers roll up to 100 when you don't really need to. Right, okay, that one took about 3-4 minutes to install. So we're going to go now and hit the open, see if the settings are all automatically implemented to get stuff done. I'm going to optimise this for recording because I'm not going to be streaming on this machine, so in fact it's probably going to get wiped again the next day or so. So just hit the next. Use. Now I found with my hardware I have to drop it down to 30 frames per second because the CPU can't take anything more, and the graphics card. So it just literally jerks and jumps whilst I'm recording. So I'm just going to use that, do that, hit the next, and yep, it's automatically checking out the resolutions. As you can see, it's going through a progress bar. That's a good sign. That means OBS is probably going to be working straight away without any hassle. Apply the settings. Now, straight away, add a source, video capture, and yep, straight away up and running. Now, with this working straight away, I am going to do a quick recording just to test the audio on this side. So I'm going to stop the OBS one now, the main one, the one that you're watching me on this one now, and I'm going to make a quick video on the other machine, import it in, and then I'll add it onto the edit at this point, so you can see that it will actually work, and hopefully I should have some audio, although I don't think it'll be very good audio. Like, the screen's not as good as the audio, the screen's not as good as the screen, so the audio's not going to be as good as the audio. So I'll come back to you. Right, before I actually input the other source, the other PC, into this, I've come up with a little bit of a problem. Should be quite an easy problem to solve though. There's not the codecs for the OBS playback aren't installed. This is not a problem. This seems really simple. So if you double click on the video you're wanting to play, it comes up with the MPEG decoder required but not installed. So basically all you do is click, you find software, it pops into the software manager again, give it a minute to find stuff, and hopefully, yeah, it will find all the codecs that are possibly going to be required. So just hit install all and put his password in again. Oh, why is it not working? Oh, well, that's a bit bizarre. It took 3 attempts of typing the same thing in to get logged in. dodgy keyboard? Possibly. Is it a dodgy user? Even more possible. But once these are all installed, I will give you a quick test to see if it will actually open the video players. If I might even need to download VLC player yet as well to actually cop it in. So I will get back to you. Okay, now the codecs are all installed. It took another couple more minutes. What I've found is the things that you need. I mean, I've got slow internet, or relatively slow internet. It's off of a mobile hotspot, and it still seems pretty damn fast to download things. So let's close this off, close that one off, and let's see if it'll boot up this time. And there we go. There's no sound because I've got no speakers on this second one, so we are definitely working straight away. Which I've got an itchy. I've got a bit of hay fever there. So yeah, this is looking like it might be a winner chicken dinner moment. This seems to work very similar to Zorin O.S, pretty similar to Navarro as well. So yeah, I will now add that footage right now. So, well, as you can see, this is on the latest Zorin test machine that I'm doing right now. Hopefully we're going to be getting audio through. It's not a particularly good screen. I'm not going to enlarge it anymore because it's just going to make it even more grainier. So I'm going to test that and see what it's like. Okay, well, as you can see, there is audio. It wasn't actually as bad as I was expecting. The microphone's better than the camera, than the actual camera itself. So yeah, everything seems to be working just straight away like it would in a Windows machine. Just slight variations like how you get your software. But from what I can see, it's going to be as good as Navarro. This will be a better viable option to me than Tiny 11 would be on an old machine. As Tiny 11, you need to do quite a bit more work downloading drivers, doing some workarounds to get stuff to work properly. Whereas Zorin O.S, it is pretty much as plug and play as Windows 11 is. Actual Windows 11, not Tiny 11, where you just basically plug in, install software, and it'll just do the checks and get through everything. So in conclusion, I think this is a pretty damn good little operating system. If I hadn't hit English again, if I hadn't hit Navarro before Zorin, I could have possibly used Zorin for the 7 or 8 months I was using Linux, and I think I'd still come to the same conclusion. I believe I may even try and put DaVinci in my own time, just put a little update, see if that will actually snap in and work. I very much doubt it will, because it won't run on a virtually identical machine next to it. But this has got less VRAM graphics, so I very much doubt it's going to let me do it, but I'm going to give it a try in my own time. Probably post a little update on that if it works or not. But yeah, in conclusion, better than Tiny 11, very viable, especially for even Windows users. It's very intuitive, very similar to how Windows works.